Good morning and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings in Boston. We're the daily podcast that gets you started on the right foot and always with a positive vibe. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Friday, February 16th. You'll be interested to know, 67 years ago today, in 1957, the UK's Toddlers Truce, a TV blackout period from 6 to 7 p.m., ended. Implemented post-World War II, this BBC policy allowed parents to manage their kids without TV distractions. The BBC, then the sole broadcaster, aimed to foster child development and family harmony, while also saving costs. However, the 1955 launch of ITV, another public broadcast network which relied on advertising for funding, challenged this practice. ITV saw the truce as unfair, losing them valuable advertising time. Studies by Hildy Himmelwaite and Mark Abrams revealed children were watching more adult content and often preferred ITV over BBC. This shift led to the truce's end, with the BBC airing the rock and roll show, Six by Special, rather than radio silence. And now let's check out the weather in the Boston area. This morning, it's partly cloudy skies and feels like 23 degrees with 18-mile-per-hour wind. The sunset will take place at 5:17 p.m. and it will rise again tomorrow at 6:38 a.m. It looks like we're in for a mostly sunny day with a high near 38 and wind of 17 to 22 miles per hour with gusts as high as 44. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 26. And west wind 7 to 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Looking ahead in the weather, we'll see a mostly cloudy Saturday with a slight chance of snow in the morning and afternoon, highs near 36 and light west wind. Saturday night may bring brief snow before clearing up with lows around 20 degrees. Sunday will be mostly sunny and breezy, with highs near 35 degrees and stronger southwest wind. Sunday night remains clear and breezy, with lows near 27. For Washington's birthday, expect sunny skies, a high near 40 degrees and breezy conditions with gusts up to 32 miles per hour. Monday night looks mostly clear with lows around 23 degrees. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, Boston's financial stability faces a significant threat due to a drop in commercial property values, largely caused by the ongoing popularity of remote work and high interest rates. This situation, described as an economic act of God in a report by the Boston Policy Institute and Tufts University, could lead to a $1.5 billion deficit in commercial property taxes by 2029. With commercial taxes comprising a major part of Boston's revenue, the city must consider difficult solutions, such as raising residential taxes, introducing new taxes, or reducing services to avoid a serious financial crisis. Now on to sports. Caitlin Clark has made history by becoming the all-time leading scorer for Division I women's basketball. In a game against Michigan, Clark scored the record-breaking point early in the first quarter with a long three-pointer, elevating her total to 3,521. This achievement places her third in the all-time NCAA scoring list for both men and women. Beyond her scoring prowess, Clark is also known for her all-around skills, being the first Division I player with over 3,000 points, 900 assists, and 800 rebounds. Her impact extends beyond the court, significantly boosting attendance at games and contributing to the growth of women's basketball. This remarkable feat underscores Clark's exceptional talent and influence in the sport. On to the NBA. The Celtics were off last night, and we have the All-Star game coming up this weekend. Last night in National Hockey, the Bruins at home fell to the Kraken 4-1. Not much offense to speak of in the last few games. The Bruins are at home again on Saturday to play the Kings. In top news, MIT scientists have made a groundbreaking discovery in the behavior of heat in superfluid quantum gas, observing for the first time the phenomenon known as second sound. Unlike typical materials where heat spreads out, in superfluid quantum gases, heat moves in waves. This was visualized using a novel thermography technique that tracks temperature changes via radio frequencies. This research, important for materials science and astronomy, could shed light on high-temperature superconductors and the physics of neutron stars. The findings, offering new insights into the unique properties of superfluids, were recently published in the Journal of Science. In business news, Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic indicates that interest rate cuts, anticipated by investors, may not occur until at least the third quarter of 2024. This revised timeline is earlier than his initial forecast, prompted by faster-than-expected inflation slowdown. Bostic anticipates 2 rate cuts in 2024, but emphasizes caution, prioritizing true signals of inflation decline over volatility. Despite the easing of inflation in January, it remains above expectations, with consumer prices up 3.1% year-over-year. The Fed's main focus is bringing inflation down to its 2% target. Bostic stresses the need for a cautious approach to rate cuts to avoid reigniting inflation, and advises against relying on past economic patterns to predict current monetary policy impacts, highlighting the uniqueness of current economic conditions. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is currently just over $52,000. Ethereum is about $2,800 now, and Solana is $114. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the Boston area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class. With locations in Canton, Wellesley, Hingham, Brookline, and Framingham, just be sure to tell them Sunny Mornings sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk tech. Apple's latest tvOS beta code hints at the development of 2 new HomePod devices with screens, one nearing production. The code reveals a new tvOS device, codenamed Z314, featuring an A15 processor, a significant upgrade from the current HomePod's S7 and Mini's S5 processors. This implies enhanced capabilities beyond audio, likely supporting a display. Previous leaks showed Apple testing tvOS on the iPad mini, aligning with rumors of a larger display HomePod. The lineup may include a model similar to the current generation and a more versatile one akin to Amazon's Echo Show. Respected analyst Ming-Chi Kuo predicts a 7-inch model launch in early 2024, marking a step in Apple's revamped smart home strategy. And in entertainment news, Dune Part 2 is receiving high praise in its initial reactions, drawing favorable comparisons to iconic films like The Empire Strikes Back and The Lord of the Rings. Critics are particularly impressed with Zendaya's performance as Chani, which is described as central to the movie. Austin Butler's portrayal of the new antagonist Feyd-Rautha is also being highlighted as a standout, transformative performance. The film, directed by Denis Villeneuve, continues the story of Timothée Chalamet's Paul Atreides and features a mix of returning and new cast members. The sequel's battle sequences and visual storytelling are being likened to the works of Peter Jackson, George Lucas, and David Lean, suggesting a cinematic experience on par with some of the most celebrated sci-fi and fantasy epics. Dune Part 2 is set to release in theaters on March 1st, further expanding the ambitious adaptation of Frank Herbert's classic novel. Well, alrighty folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from the all-time leading scorer for Division I women's basketball, Caitlin Clark.
What were you thinking in that moment, in that timeout?
Just grateful, thankful to be surrounded by people, to be in a city that supports women's basketball so much, be surrounded by my best friends and people that want to see me be great and push me to be great every single day.
Congratulations, Caitlin. You deserve it. And that's a wrap for this week. We did it. Keep an eye out tomorrow for a bonus episode. We'll be back soon with another Sunny Mornings podcast. Thanks for tuning in.